Welcome to the Deep Dive, the show where we cut through the noise and get straight to the insights you need to be truly well informed. Today, we're diving headfirst into virtual desktop infrastructure, VDI for short. Essentially, it's like having your entire computer, your OS, your apps living securely somewhere else, maybe the cloud or your data center. And you can access it from pretty much any device, anywhere. Our mission for your deep dive today: to explore the practical, real-world scenarios where VDI isn't just, an option, but often the really optimal choice for organizations. And all our insights are coming from excerpts from VDI, best use cases for implementation. Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, and I think it's really crucial to understand right from the start that choosing the right VDI setup,
Yeah,
it absolutely depends on an organization's specific needs. It's very much about tailoring the solution, not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing at all.
right, tailoring, that makes sense. So thinking about today's world with so much remote and hybrid work, that seems like an obvious starting point. Where does VDI make the biggest splash there?
Well, remote and hybrid workforces are really the quintessential use case for VDI. It's almost built for it. These teams, they need consistent, secure connectivity to get to their resources, their applications. That's table stakes.
Okay.
But beyond just access, the really critical insight here is how VDI fundamentally changes the security picture. Instead of data sitting on, say, a laptop in a coffee shop, a potentially vulnerable endpoint, all that sensitive information, all the processing, it stays centralized, protected, inside the corporate data center or the cloud environment.
Ah, okay.
So if a remote device gets lost or stolen, the data wasn't really on it to begin with.
That's huge.
It's a game changer for data loss prevention, compliance, all that. If we connect this to the bigger picture, VDI really streamlines access and ensures operational continuity no matter where people physically are.
That shift in the security perimeter,
Yeah.
that really does change the game.
Okay, so remote work is clear. But, something I found really interesting in the material was its application for task or shift work. Here's where it gets really interesting. Because you might not immediately think VDI for like call center agents or nurses constantly moving around. The source mentioned non-persistent desktops. How does that fit in?
That's a great point. Non-persistent desktops are key here. It means the desktop environment essentially resets after each user logs off. No personal settings saved, no data left behind.
Okay.
So think about those mobile health professionals you mentioned. They often use the same core set of applications, right? But maybe from different terminals or rooms.
Right.
Or contact center workers changing stations frequently. VDI makes it super easy for them to just log in at any station. Access exactly what they need: documents, resources, apps, and then log out. Clean slate for the next person.
So no data residue. That's the key.
Exactly. And from an IT perspective, it's incredibly efficient. Imagine updating just one master image or golden image.
And instantly, every single user logging in gets that updated, patched, secure desktop. It drastically simplifies managing hundreds or thousands of endpoints.
Wow, yeah. Instead of patching every single machine.
Right. It turns a potentially huge task into managing just a few core images. What's fascinating here is how VDI provides a clean, secure slate for these high turnover or shared desk environments.
It's elegant, really.
That is efficient.
Okay, so VDI handles flexibility and clean slates really well. But what about the other end of the spectrum? The power users. People using really demanding software, graphic-intensive applications. How does VDI stack up when you need serious computational horsepower for, designers or engineers?
Yeah, that's a common question. And actually, VDI options with specialized optimizations are a surprisingly good fit here. We're talking architects, graphic designers, video editors, CAD engineers, teams using really graphics-intensive software.
Okay.
The crucial detail, the really important bit, is that VDI deployments can support GPUs, graphics processing units, the powerful stuff.
Right, the graphics cards.
Exactly. But here's the kicker. VDI allows those often very expensive GPU resources to be shared across multiple virtual desktops.
Shared. How does that work?
Think of it like pooling the power.
Yeah.
You might have a rack of high-end GPUs in your data center, and the VDI system can allocate slices of that power to different users as they need it.
Ah, so not everyone needs a dedicated, expensive card in their local machine.
Precisely. This completely changes the economics, especially for creative teams or engineering departments. You turn a big fixed capital expense, buying a powerful workstation for everyone, into a more flexible, scalable resource. You provision power on demand.
Interesting.
This raises an important question about resource optimization. The ability to share expensive GPU power across multiple users is a significant efficiency gain. Huge.
That makes a lot of sense. Sharing powerful resources is a big plus. Let's shift gears a bit. What about industries where the absolute top priority isn't cost savings or even flexibility maybe, but just ironclad security,
No.
compliance, thinking about highly regulated industries, finance, healthcare?
Right. For companies in sectors like financial services or healthcare organizations, security isn't just important, it's, well, paramount, existential sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
VDI is a very strong solution in these cases because it offers really comprehensive security policies, granular control, things you need to prevent unauthorized access, protect against malware, ransomware, all the threats that could compromise incredibly sensitive data.
So the centralization we talked about earlier really pays off here.
Absolutely. Keeping the data off the endpoint and tightly controlled in the data center or secure cloud is fundamental for meeting strict compliance mandates like IPA or financial regulations. If we connect this to the bigger picture, VDI serves as a robust shield, ensuring compliance and data integrity in environments where any security breach can have incredibly severe consequences.
Or robust shield. Yeah, I can see that. So VDI delivers that high-level security for regulated fields. Does that same kind of control and benefit apply in maybe more everyday scenarios, like just environments with shared resources? I'm thinking computer labs, maybe hospital kiosks, libraries,
Yeah.
places where different people use the same physical machine.
Yes, it definitely does. The source specifically mentions examples like computer labs or those hospital kiosks, places where multiple employees might use the same physical desktop equipment, maybe even within the same shift.
Okay.
VDI is really instrumental there. It provides the flexibility needed to switch users quickly and easily, but critically, it does this while maintaining secure, separate access to data for each individual user.
So user A logs in, does their work, logs out, then user B logs in and they get their stuff completely separate from user A.
Exactly. User B sees their own desktop, their own files, their permissions. They don't see anything from user A, and user A's session data isn't lingering. What's fascinating here is how VDI balances that accessibility, making it easy to share hardware with robust security. It made shared environments practical and protected.
That balance seems key, practical and protected. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground. Remote work, task workers, power users, regulated industries, shared resources. So what does this all mean? When you boil it down, it really feels like the big takeaway is VDI's adaptability, doesn't it? Its strength seems to be fitting specific organizational needs rather than being some kind of universal fix.
That's exactly right. It's not a one-size-fits-all solution. It's a highly tailored approach that delivers very specific, very powerful advantages when applied to the right problem. And maybe, for you, the listener, here's a final thought to kind of mull over. How does this whole idea of targeted technology implementation, really matching a solution like VDI precisely to operational requirements, how does that way of thinking apply more broadly? How can we use that mindset to build more resilient, more efficient systems in any field, maybe even challenges in your own work or your own domain, far beyond just these specific tech examples?
That's a really good question to ponder, applying that targeted thinking everywhere. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into VDI. We hope this shortcut to being well-informed, packed with these insights and real-world examples, helps you on your own learning journey. Until next time.